Details of all our 7 store locations at dominicsmithelectrical.com.
At Iarnród Éireann, we're working hard to make rail the backbone of Ireland's sustainable transport network. To do this, we need electricians to build and maintain our infrastructure now and into the future. We're hiring for permanent electrician positions across the country. So join our team for a competitive salary and unique training in railway and safety standards. Apply now at irishrail.ie/careers.
Real savings are adding up with Super Value. Make great savings like save 33% fresh Irish strip loin steak. Scan your Real Rewards card or app and get €5 Cocoa Noodles 10-pack. Also hurry, valid until Sunday 5th of October. €50 Villa Maria Sauvignon Blanc wine case deal. Giving you more change in your pocket. Super Value. Real savings, real difference. Please drink responsibly while stocks last.
Is being an early riser really worth it? Empty roads, fresh coffee, and a head start on what you need to know for the day ahead. Yeah, early risers know what's what. Breakfast briefing with Shane Beattie from 6 a.m.
Good morning, Shane Beattie here to kickstart your day and bring you all the latest news updates and analysis.
And Breakfast Business with Joe Lynham from 6:30.
Welcome to Breakfast Business with me, Joe Lynham, as we take a look at the key business stories from home and abroad.
Where early risers get ahead on News Talk. Conversation that counts. The Saturday panel on Off the Ball.
Brought to you by L'Oreal Men Expert. Try new Derma Control for oily and blemish-prone skin.
And you're welcome back to Off the Ball Saturday here on News Talk. John Duggan with you through to 5. You can WhatsApp us, folks, 0879 180 180. That is 0879 180 180. This week's Saturday panel on Off the Ball brought to you by L'Oreal Men Expert. Try new Derma Control for oily and blemish-prone skin. So before July, the Tipperary senior hurlers had not played a championship match at Croke Park in 6 years. But this was the year they caught lightning in a bottle, folks. What, drawing with Limerick and defeating Clare and Waterford to merge from Munster and then overcoming Laois, Galway, Kilkenny and Cork en route to the All-Ireland senior title. 2 men who played a huge part, Craig Morgan from the Kilruane McDonough's club and Conor Stakelum from Thurles Sarsfields. They're here to reflect on the year. Craig and Conor, you're very welcome to the show. How are you doing, lads?
All good.
All good.
Thanks for having us on.
Let's get in touch with the background, lads. When did you first encounter each other? Was it in development squads or what?
Yeah, I'd say we were probably around 16 maybe. I think Conor was on the minor panel at the time, but I wasn't. But that was probably where we first bumped into each other, and we've been close enough to each other ever since then. So, yeah.
Can't get away from it now.
You're Kilruane, so you won the All-Ireland in 86. Were you rarer than that, and Len Gaynor and Mark O'Leary?
Yeah, rarer than the stories of that and the great players we had in that team and the legends we have at Len Gaynor, obviously, in that. So trying to redo that now is the tough part, but look, we're trying.
You're teaching?
Teaching actually in Kilruane as well. So in my in the school I went to, so full circle moment there.
And is there the cup being around the schools at the Lee McCarthy? Has it got to your school yet?
Yeah, no, I actually brought it in early enough, actually, just afterwards. I just brought it into the school in Kilruane now, but we're bringing it to the 4 schools in the parish now, so next week or 2 weeks, so it'll be nice to do that now.
When it comes to yourself, Conor, you've a bit of a family tree with GA. Do you want to give me a go through the family tree?
Yeah, I suppose Dara was obviously on the team this year.
Your brother
Dara. That was quite special. Then our dad Conor, he's hurled with Tipp, and his brother Richard, and then you can go back as far as Pat Stakelum.
And who's Pat?
As well. So Pat is Jerry's brother. So Jerry Stakelum, Pat Stakelum from Ballinahau. So he'd be great grand uncle of mine, and yeah,
he was 1949, was it?
Yeah. On those great teams as well. So look, there's loads of hurling there. So there is.
The famine is over. Richard Stakelum.
Yeah.
Rare than that as well.
Yeah. So that was special for the family then as well, and yeah, just trying to continue that on as best as possible, and there's a good bit of crack then to and fro between us all. So yeah.
Declan Hannon as well.
Yeah, there's a relation there as well. Bit to maybe go to catch up to
Declan, but you have one now under your belt.
Yeah, I have one, and obviously quite special. So yeah.
What about Dara? I mean, how does that work then? Are you in each other's pockets, or do you never talk about hurling when you're around, when you in normal day-to-day life, or how does it work?
Yeah, I suppose it does be interesting coming home from training and stuff as well, because we would be playing in around the same positions and stuff as that. So we'll be fighting with each other on the field and off the field. But no, it is great. It's great, I suppose. Just trying to maybe instill some of the learns that I would have had early on in my career to try and maybe guide him a little bit best as well. And look, he's knows it all as well, to be fair. But it's great. It's good dynamic, and I'm sure it's painful enough at home for mum and dad when they're listening to us rowing over the dinner. But it's it's good.
So video production, you're doing the digital work. I mean, that's obviously where things are at now in society with a lot of people on their phones and stuff. Yeah,
I suppose we're coming up on 2.5 years. Myself and business partner Ben founded Retake, so a creative production agency.
Yeah.
So that's been extraordinary as well. Lots of learnings there as well, and it's tipping along nicely. I suppose it's very lucky to have such a good team back home. Between Ben and Roisin and Danny, I think they get the pressure and the time that you have to kind of put into the GAA as well and put into sport. So getting the balance there has been tricky enough, I suppose, over the last while. But I think we've struck the sweet spot this year, and lucky enough to be doing well at both.
When it comes to your formative years, did you get a huge amount of confidence from the fact that you played underage and you were successful? So you got a late goal was in 2018 in the under-21 final, Conor?
Yeah. Threw it into the goals.
I did. It was a bat. I suppose. We would have been on those panels growing up long. I didn't really start any of those games. I was there on the fringes, coming in and out as a sub. But it was great to obviously still be involved, and that's when we kind of really started to come across Liam Cahill and saw what was required to be a part of Liam's teams. And to be fair, no matter if you're number 1 or you're number 40, if you're on that panel, Liam and Mikey have a great way of instilling some bit of confidence into you that you'll have a part to play. So I suppose mine was a little bit different. Craig was superstar growing up long.
You were the captain the following year in the under-20s.
The following year, yeah. So it went from under-21 to under-20. And I was the captain in that year. So we won the Munster final and the All-Ireland final that year with Liam and Mikey. So we had a bit of success underage, to be fair. And then obviously it was 5 or 6 years then to try and get the main one. So, yeah.
What about the Liam Cahill way? I mean, what is his way? What stands out about Liam? And did he change? Because he went to Waterford, was successful there, brought them to an All-Ireland final, came back into Tipperary. First couple of years are challenging, and then this year.
Yeah. He's...
It's just high standards, I suppose.
He's not listening.
Be careful here now.
No, I think it's just the standards he sets as well. And he's very honest with us, and he expects us then, I suppose, to be honest with him, to reciprocate it. So himself and Mikey have always been upfront and wanted the best for Tipperary and for us, and I suppose it pushed us probably to push ourselves as well to get the most out of ourselves. But that's probably why I would look at the two boys in terms of their managerial ways.
It's Mikey Bevins or Bevins, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose they obviously would have developed and changed like us all, from when they went in as minor managers over us and under 21 and under 20s and then on to Waterford and to Tipp. They're really they're really good at learning and trying to improve as well. So probably a little bit different to when we were bowl little pups, minor and 21. We probably needed a little bit more of the hairdryer treatment then, but no, they're like you said, Craig said, they just expect high standards from us, and they're really good at instilling that.
So as I said at the start and the outset, you hadn't been at Croke Park since before COVID as a senior team until the semi-final against Kilkenny lads. So you didn't win a game in Munster last year. The pressure's on. Maybe the public are a bit fickle in Tipperary. What needed to change then? Did you feel much needed to change?
Probably small things. I think at inter-county level, small adjustments can have a huge impact. So we just kind of looked at what maybe small things that we could control or that we could change for the following year. And the thing was, and everyone bought into it. And everybody, had a great attitude towards it. And look, we just.
What were they like?
Well, I don't know, probably higher standards in around the group, and just more demands from ourselves maybe, and how we can try push ourselves to maybe get to the physicality of other teams or whatever it was fitness wise as well, in different parts. But I think it showed this year. I think in the way we played, like, and yeah, it's just, I suppose, it just, as I said, like, it's the small things really when you add them up can become a big thing.
Yeah, I think we learned a lot about ourselves as individuals as well last year when it was really tough, like, and I suppose that was a road that, you know, we didn't want to ever go down again, and that was quite hard on the management team and then players, like, personally. So I think being able to go through something like that all together over the last couple of years and still come out the other side then facing into another year last year, I think it gave us great strength to know that, like, we're at rock bottom now. So all we can do is like Craig said, hold each other a little bit more accountable, train harder, obviously, and just we're all in this together. And little by little, then you kind of start to get increments of belief. And of course, then, like, we didn't win a game, like, we still hadn't, you know, we were making progress. But I think that the changing point came when we finally got that win against Clare
down in Ennis. Yeah. And with the public, I mean, would you feel it? Would you feel, because like, you're amateur players, you go back into the county, you're working every day, you're meeting people. Maybe people will be not having as many chances they probably are having now. But were you feeling that a bit?
Sure, like, it's a part of everyone's lives in Tipperary. Like, I know even last year, let's say, coming in after a loss into school, like, I'm sure it's the first thing the child in front says to you, like, "Oh, you missed that ball." You know, like, what were you doing there?
These kids,
they're 9, 10. Very honest and probably right, but no, like, because it means so much to them. Like, even getting a few wins this year and getting into Croke Park, like, it was just the excitement from them.
Because you were beating that person yourself back in the day.
And probably when Tipperary, you know, were winning and expected, like, nobody really expected us probably to do what we did this year, like, but, you know, we had belief in ourselves, all right, but I just found in the school when you see the kids they're gaining that belief, like, and it's just all they want to know is about Conor or Jake Morris or Dara, whoever it is, where they sit in the bus, like, all these small little questions, like, but it just shows how much they care about it, like, because, you know, that's where they want to be, I suppose, in 10, 15 years' time, like, so it's a good way to kind of ground yourself back in the moment and where you were, like.
Because you were that person, say, 2010 when with Owen Kelly, and 2001 before that.
Yeah.
The win over Galway in the All-Ireland final. And you talk about, like, the Clare game, the Limerick game, the draw, the statements you made in Ennis. It just feels to me, when I was looking at the squad this year, there was a really good blend between maybe yourselves are in the middle in the peak years. You've got the McGrath, say, and Ronan Marr, the captain, and then you have Darren McCarthy, Sam O'Farrell, a good blend of youth and experience. Did you feel that was a rhythm of that?
Yeah. I suppose, like, even them young lads that came onto the team this year and definitely brought a new dynamic to it as well, like, you know, kind of a freshness to it, and they have a great I suppose personality, I suppose, as well, and a great mindset in terms of the senior setup, like, so they had great maturity at times maybe. But no, when it came to the serious stuff, they were very good, like, and they definitely gave a huge boost to us.
Like, Dara got sent off twice, and he scores, 113 in the final, so that's not a bad response.
Yeah. Oh. No, he epitomised it all as well. And I think bouncing back after being so low after those games, but I think Dara knew the quality that was there to tap into, like, the likes of Noel McGrath or Seamus Kennedy or any of the older players that were there, and to just put an arm around the shoulder and say, listen, like, it's not the end of the world, you know, we had his back, and most of all Liam had his back as well, like, so. And they're, like, Darren knows the standards that is required, and, you know, first man on the training pitch the next day to try and rectify it. So that kind of blend seemed to come really well for us this year, like Craig had said.
7-16, John McGrath got in the championship, Noel got the last point. I mean, talk to us about the McGraths people as hurlers.
Sure, they're just as honest as they come.
He's giving out all day, but John's doing the short fire questions and hanging them out to dry. Craig got hung out to dry all the time.
No comment, and the quick fire questions. Like, came back for that now, but I know between the three of them, like, Brian is obviously closer in age to us, and you've John and Noel then, and just the way they see the game is just, I think, so different to, you know, they see things that I definitely wouldn't see, or something that kind of makes you change the way you look at a match or look at the way you play the game and stuff. But it's everything they say, kind of, it just vibrates around the room. Like, they have great respect in the room from all of us and from management and everything else, and they're just special family, I suppose.
Yeah, they've really they're really competitive as well. It's down to business as well straight away. And obviously, they're just fantastic people, I think, first, and then obviously fantastic hurlers and on top of it. And Brian, John, and Noel, all three of them, it's quality then shines through on the pitch.
We talked about underage play and your success there. How has the game even evolved for you guys as a senior? I mean, in terms of you're improving your skills, you're evolving as hurlers, as senior hurlers. I mean, what is the pitch of an inter-county championship match like? And even since you came onto the panel, how has it changed?
Like the intensity, I suppose. Like every team, was great. We got over the line this year, but every team are there.
Munster does hell.
Oh, it's great. Just to try get your breath.
Yeah, the intensity of the matches is just insane, really. You have to get yourself to a level of fitness to be able to get through 75 minutes, 76 minutes, and it's just.
Does it go in waves then? It's very hard maybe to sustain for the whole thing, because you'd started with so well against Clare, then they had a massive comeback against you, but maybe then at the end you had you'd another win then. And
even the support that day in Ennis was from the Tipperary crowd were unbelievable that day. For a smaller, let's say, stadium, the noise they made that day was unreal. To get us over the line, because when they got to a draw, was it a draw?
Yes, a few minutes ago.
A few minutes to go, and the Clare crowd then were getting loud, and I think we had a big moment after that. I think up the field we got a free or something, and the Tipp crowd kind of came back up with us again, and that was something just that stood out for me that day. Anyway, was the noise, the support.
I think then you talk about going the full 70 plus minutes that was when our panel really shone through then. So you're not going to be expecting to be able to stay going as hard as you can for 70 minutes in certain positions of the pitch, and the lads like Shawnee Kennelly and Darren, the boys that come on there at the end, they made massive contributions, and I think that was kind of evident throughout the year, really, wasn't it? That panel.
Was there a moment in the year when you said, you know what, we can do this, we can win this All Ireland?
We always had belief in it, when you're training that much and putting so much into it, you have to believe in what you're doing, I suppose. And we always just knew if we could just try get as much out of ourselves and be the best version of ourselves, the rest of it will take care of itself. But we kind of knew from last year that there was more in us, and there was just more in us. I don't know how to.
Yeah, it's when you get on Munster so hard, any the Cork, Clare, Waterford, Limerick, they'll all say the same. Just getting out of Munster is so hard. So I suppose when we finally got out of Munster, I think we took real confidence then that it's on here now. Not we did always have confidence in our ability, but I suppose being able to put those back-to-back wins against Clare and Waterford, and then it was okay. There's something on here now, and
it's even the first win. So the first win in Ennis was my first championship win after 10 games. So
wow.
So that was drawn 2 and lost 8. So just to get over that was huge.
Does it just fill you with confidence?
Yeah, it just to remind yourself that you're just as good as other teams that are there. That every year is different as well. There's different players, there's different setups, whatever it is. But that win anyway for me was just kind of a bit of a relief in a way. But it was huge satisfaction, I suppose, just to get that.
You turn up then against Kilkenny in the semi-final, big crowd, first time at Croke Park. What was different about Croke Park?
Oh, the noise, and the energy, I suppose. It was deafening, and even the Tipp support again. You go back to when that bus came in underneath the tunnel, and they had either side lined up, and we walked in, and you're just the roar and the energy and the atmosphere from then, and you go out onto the pitch, and it's this just. Yeah, that was surreal for a lot of us, really. I think, and it probably showed in the first couple of minutes as well. It took a bit of getting used to, but that was extraordinary, really. You hear about people over the last few years talking about how great it is to play in Croke Park in a full stadium, and the greats that have done it. But oh my God, when we really done it, then it was
definitely. It's where you want to be, though. So.
Yeah, you're dry in as well. You got a few points. So that feeling as well as
yeah. Well, I was getting a bit of hassle off the boys beforehand, saying that I don't do anything only.
Pass it off.
Don't
contribute.
Yeah. So I said, I'll have a go. No, like that just happens. Every game takes on a life of its own, and like the next day, if you keep trying to get yourself into these positions and whatever's required, obviously, and then some days then the ball will break to you, and you'll get the opportunity to take it on. And thankfully, we clipped over a couple.
But you went for it. You got 4 goals. You got all the full forwards scored, and then Oisin O'Donoghue. Gosh, it was an unbelievable moment.
Yeah,
that was unreal. I just think again it just epitomised the lads working so hard up front. Like the goals and that came after, but like if you look at their tackles and turnovers and everything, like they were really high as well from the boys. And it starts up top with Darren McCarthy, and he tackled a little bit too hard maybe, but even Jo and the boys, and then the goals then followed after. But I think the lads were going out with the mindset to do what was right first for the team.
Even the panel then again, like the Oisin coming on there and big moment like that. It was just nearly all year we had players coming on and bringing it to another level again. Like, so
I don't know who you follow in the Premier League, lads, but Spurs have just got a second goal against Leeds. Mohamed Kudus 2-1 Spurs lead.
Fancy team.
Yeah. Kudus.
Yeah,
good man. You're happy out.
I'm happy out now. Yeah.
Big Liverpool fans.
Yeah.
Both the pair of you.
Yeah.
Have you ever been over at Anfield?
We were. Yeah.
We were there last year. Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Went over last year to Liverpool and Sheffield. 1-0 win. Darwin Núñez was it?
Yeah, and we were there for the Champions League.
Oh yeah,
for that.
Went over there as well for the Champions League final. That was
just
in
to
Paris.
watch it over there.
Yeah, we went to Liverpool.
Good crack. Should have been. We were knocked out early that year.
And it's the same now. You're already out. You're already out of the championship this year as well. Yeah, with the Thurles and Killerwan. The madness of what happened at the end of the Kilkenny game, lads. So Noel McGrath has an attempt. It misses, but it's given as a point and put on the scoreboard as a point, and it meant that Kilkenny thought they needed a goal when 2 points would have sufficed. So if Robert Doyle did not block John Donnelly's attempt, that could have been a world of pain for everybody. Did you have any idea what was going on, lads, until the end of the game?
No, because just they said in the scoreboard that was the score. Like, so we were just it changed the game though completely, because we went real defensive, and I suppose Kilkenny then were chasing the goal. Like, so it was just the way we weren't. We were just going off what we were seeing, like, so.
Yeah, I was still catching my breath,
yeah.
just trying to get back. But yeah, I suppose you only see that after, really. It never even came up in conversation until we were on the bus home, and you saw a couple of stuff starting to come up about the score. Yeah. I think we were just so ecstatic, that we were finally in a final that we didn't notice until after. And thankfully, like you said, Robert made that block. It's hard to understand how that actually happened, but
yeah. There's the awareness point of view. I mean, you're just probably maybe look at. I mean, the scoreboard. Are you scoreboard watchers during games? Do you know the rhythm generally of where the score is, or is it something you check?
In Crow Park, like we were facing down, I suppose, towards the hill, like, so it was just up. The scoreboard is beside the hill, like, so I remember just looking up and you can just see it. If you got a second, you just see, okay, how much time is left here, or what, or how much are we ahead, like, and it was, it was just a quick glance, like, but never once did I notice that it was wrong.
Yeah, no, that's the same. I wouldn't be looking at it like you're under so much pressure trying to run around and trying to run after that. It's that, I don't know, it's sometimes different, but I was actually off when that happened. You're just looking up at the scoreboard, just counting down the seconds.
Yes.
Literally just make it go quicker.
Does it maybe help that in previous years, it'd be the first Sunday of September, there'd be like weeks of a build-up, there'd be all the suits and the tickets and all the nonsense and the beautiful things, whatever way you want to kind of interpret it, that goes on with an All-Ireland final. It was so thick and fast that maybe you didn't have time to think about the fact that it's the first ever final in 141 years of the GA against Cork.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like we dealt with that pretty well as well. Like, I think like that those 2 weeks, we were told to enjoy it, like, and soak it all in. Whereas maybe before that, it might have been keep your head down now and be very careful, like who you're saying, don't deplete your energy from engaging and all that stuff. But I said, like, the work done, like, enjoy it. I think everybody was really respectful as well around the place. We'd right crack trying on the suits and getting ready for, that night up in
They weren't the Liverpool white suits, were they?
No. Well, actually, myself, Seamus Kennedy were on the fashion committee, so I had to get that one in there. If Seamus is watching, the boys were very happy anyway. So
you had to decide what the suits were.
Yeah, we got.
I don't know who picked that now, but yeah.
You're very happy with the choice.
What colour? I presume they presume they're blue.
Yeah, it was blue, kind of navy.
Beige chinos, mustn't it?
Yeah, a few lads like John McGrath now were like very particular about how they were looking, as you can imagine.
The fitting and everything.
Yeah. No, but it was great. Like the 2 weeks that led in, it was really quick. Like it just came on us like that, didn't it?
And it used to be 3 weeks, didn't it? Before.
Yeah.
And I suppose we were kind of used to 2 weeks between games, like, so it was, you know, we were just doing the same as what we had for the games before. Really, we didn't change anything or do anything different. And we just took all that kind of stuff in our stride as well. Because like we would have done that under minor and under 21 and under 20. Like, so we kind of knew that's the routine that comes with it. Like,
very good. What we'll do after 2 o'clock is we'll get into the final against Cork. We've got Craig Morgan and Conor Stakelum, Tipperary All-Ireland winners in studio. Folks, you want to get in touch with the question. If you're from the Premier County, if you're from the Blue and Gold, you want to get in touch with the question for the lads or a comment, you can on WhatsApp 087 9 180 180. That is 087 9 180 180. Leeds 1, Tottenham 2 in the Premier League. 64 minutes on the watch here at Elland Road with Mohamed Kudus scoring the Spurs goal to put them in front. In the Championship at the moment, Blackburn 0, Stoke City 1, it's Hull 1, Sheffield United 0, and Sheffield Wednesday 0, Coventry City 3. So Coventry City at the moment going really well at the top of the Championship. More chat on the hurling season with Tipperary's All-Ireland winners after this break.
The Saturday panel on Off the Ball.
Brought to you by L'Oreal Men Expert. Try new Derma Control for oily and blemish-prone skin. This weekend on News Talk, we're going pink with the Irish Cancer Society to help fund vital cancer research and breast cancer support services. This October, host a big pink breakfast and help change the lives of those with breast cancer. To donate, go to cancer.ie/pink.
Aricus Insures Ireland.
We all need insurance to protect the things that matter most.
Like our businesses, our cars, our homes.
But it can be complicated. So many companies, products and offers.
Finding the right cover for you is what we do. We are Aricus, Ireland's largest nationwide insurance broker with over 50 years' experience.
A broker I can trust to put my needs first.
Visit aorachas.ie.
Aricus Insures Ireland. Aricus Corporate Brokers Limited, trading as Aricus, is regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland.
Dunnes Stores is making dinner easier with brand new options like our delicious breaded chicken range. Choose from wings, bites or crispy tenders. All 100% Irish and available in flavours like southern fried or hot and spicy. Any two for €10. Or try our new ready meals with dishes like turkey meatballs and tomato ricotta pasta or Thai chicken curry. Any two for €8.50. Plus, you can save more with your 10.50 voucher. Dunnes Stores. Always better value. Terms and conditions apply. Vouchers can be used on next grocery shop.
Live electricity wires are always near, and coming close to them can be dangerous. So always ask yourself, are you sure it's safe? Look out for electricity wires above and below you. If in doubt, call us on 1800 372 999. It might just save your life. ESB Networks. Stay safe and stay clear of electricity wires.
Friday, October 24th is polling day in Ireland's presidential election. So find out about the candidates and be ready to make your choice. Your vote is your voice. So don't let others speak for you. Mark the date or set a reminder and be a voter on October 24th. From An Comisiún Tábháin, Ireland's Independent Electoral Commission.
Experience Ireland's best this autumn with Go Breaks. Feel the exhilaration from an ocean plunge along the wild Atlantic Way to exploring a new city or hidden 5-star country escape. With amazing offers on bed and breakfast stays, family deals, or even dinner plus bed and breakfast getaways, you can relax, unwind, and plan your next autumn break for less. Go experience, go explore with Go Breaks, as recommended by News Talk. Go Breaks. T's and C's at gobreaks.ie.
Harvey Norman, your vacuum specialists. Say goodbye to tangled hair with the Shark Anti-Hair Wrap Plus Cordless. It removes pet and human hair from the brush roll as you clean, making vacuuming easier for $289. Or step up to the Shark Stratos Anti-Hair Wrap Plus Pet Pro Cordless with up to 120 minutes of cleaning power, enough to cover your whole home in one go for $409. And with our best price guarantee, why shop anywhere else? Harvey Norman, your vacuum specialists.
Are you looking for a used car from a reputable dealer network?
Yes.
With competitive APR to keep repayments affordable?
Yes.
And peace of mind with service plans that use genuine parts?
Yes. Volkswagen Financial Services ticks all the boxes with everything you need for used car financing in one place. Visit your local Volkswagen, Audi, Skoda, Seat, Cupra or Volkswagen Commercial Vehicles dealership or apply online at vwfs.ie/used. Volkswagen Financial Services Ireland Limited is regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland.
Who'll call you out in your nonsense and give you it brutally straight, but knows when to shut up and listen, take your side, empathise, advocate? Who can you fight half the night with about a story, a band or a team? Who'll push your buttons and drive you so mad, but still make you laugh, think and dream? With whom can you pick up right where you left off and never have to pretend? Who's 24/7 and 365, always there for you? Yeah, we're that friend.
News Talk. Conversation that counts. On 106 to 108 FM. On the News Talk app, powered by Gold Out and Smart Speaker. This is News Talk.
Good afternoon, I'm Breffney Clark. Donald Trump is urging Israel to stop bombing Gaza after Hamas accepted some of his 20-point peace plan. However, explosions have been seen over Gaza earlier, despite the apparent progress towards a ceasefire. President Trump says he believes Hamas is ready for a lasting peace. He's calling on the IDF to stop bombing the territory immediately.
I want to thank the countries that helped me put this together. Qatar, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Jordan, and so many others. This is a big day. We'll see how it all turns out. We have to get the final word down in concrete.
The government has published pre-budget predictions forecasting strong economic growth this year. It's set to continue for the year ahead. The pre-budget projections predict an end-of-year exchequer surplus of over €1 billion this year and a broader general government surplus of more than €10 billion. Economist Austin Hughes says that the public finances look healthy. The big question is what the budget will prioritise.
The white paper suggests that the public finances are a good deal healthier than had been predicted. A surplus on the overall government accounts of over 10 billion this year. Next year will still be at 8.8 billion. That allows the government scope to do quite an amount on budget day and still be quite restrictive in public finance terms.
Gardaí have launched an investigation after the body of a man was found near Summerhill in County Meath yesterday morning. The man's body was taken to Our Lady's Hospital in Navan, where a post-mortem will determine the direction of the investigation. The ESB say approximately 49,000 homes, farms and businesses remain without power in counties Donegal, Leitrim, Roscommon, Galway and Mayo. ESB network crews are working to restore power after Storm Amy and expect that any customers who don't have their power back today will have supply back by tomorrow night. However, some customers in Donegal may be without power into the early part of next week. That's your news for now.
At Centra, we're bringing a little Naples to Navan, a little Milan to Monkstown and a little Rome to Rosslare with our Italian event. Have an Italian night in at home with any Caramico chill pizza plus a side or dessert for just €10. Plus Peroni Amaretti 12-bottle packs, €16 each. Centra. Live every day. Enjoy alcohol sensibly.
News Talk weather.
Thanks to Ryanair. With over 250 destinations, you're guaranteed to give them one they'll really love with a Ryanair gift card.
Wet and windy today with the chance of some isolated thunderstorms. It'll clear later, giving us some nice sunny spells. Highest temperatures 12 to 14 degrees. Now you're up to date on News Talk.
The Saturday panel on Off the Ball.
Brought to you by L'Oreal Men Expert. Try new Derma Control for oily and blemish-prone skin.
And welcome back to Off the Ball Saturday here on News Talk. John Duggan with you 3 to 5. This week's Saturday panel on Off the Ball is brought to you by L'Oreal Men Expert. Try new Derma Control for oily and blemish-prone skin. We're continuing our chat with the Tipperary senior hurlers Craig Morgan and Conor Stakelum on the Annus Mirabilis, the All-Ireland winning year for the Premier. Quirke, so what, you played them in Thurles last year and it was a trimming. Then you beat them in the league, in the regular part of the league. Then you lost the league final to them comprehensively. Then you lost well in Munster after Dara McCarthy was sent off. So was there a game, was there a moment, or is there a match against Cork you were channeling or bringing into the conversation ahead of the final?
No, I don't think so. No, like any time you go out and play Cork, it's going to be ding dong either way. So you knew what we were coming up against. So again, like Craig said earlier, it was just about trying to find our best performance from ourselves. They have some big players that you need to look after, but there wasn't, we had enough ammunition, I suppose, over the last couple of years from our internal selves that not living up to our standards. So that was just about getting the best out of us, I suppose. Is it?
Yeah, no, I agree.
But you, as opposed to them. So did you feel any pressure before the game? I mean, you talk about how you were told to enjoy it and just relax. And so when you're in the dressing room beforehand, or, you're preparing for the parade, I mean, what's going through your minds? What's going through?
Well, I think for me anyway, that I suppose I wasn't the only person that was new to it, let's say. Like, so I knew, like, there was Conor and there was a lot of the other players. It was their first All-Ireland final as well. So there was kind of a sense of, I'm not in this on my own kind of a thing, So, and like, we'd gone through the parade and meeting the president and that kind of crack, and that kind of takes up a bit of time too. Like, so you're probably trying to regulate yourself, the right way. You don't want to be getting too high before the next thing you're waiting another 5-10 minutes. Like, but it's different. Like, but we were always kind of talking to each other during that and after the parade, and just seeing how we were and where we were at. And even I was beside Brian O'Mara, like, and when we were lining up to meet the president and stuff, and just kind of saying, oh yeah, could be another 10 minutes now before we're even going to start, like, or whatever it is, 12 minutes. So it's just constantly talking to each other and just reminding each other that where we are, I suppose, and that we're there for each other then as well.
Were there nerves?
It was a little bit more lighthearted down the other end of the line. I don't know about your conversations, myself and Willie.
Willie Connor.
Yeah, he was laughing away, so I was trying to keep him in line. Of course, you're nervous, but you are excited as well.
Are you looking into the crowd to see people?
No, I don't anyway.
I kind of was now where my family was. I was looking out for my mother, and that I was just maybe to take my mind off it. Yes. I don't know, just trying to take my mind away from where I was for maybe a second or two, just to not get too wound up in the moment.
When the ball is thrown in, then is it just we're into the game now? You forget all about that.
Yeah,
just pandemonium. Then really, just chaos.
So who are you marking? Can you remember? Because it was interesting with yourselves. You took Brian O'Mara, became a sweeper in the match. I mean, that was a. Yeah. Did you know that was happening the week before the game?
Yeah, the week
weekend. The weekend before that. And that was a disaster.
Disaster in training, yeah.
What do you mean?
Just another way you'd practice it in training, then sure, and it didn't. I think we were getting bet by a good bit that day. And
yeah, so you go to implement the sweeper, and we done it in training, and the second team, second 15, give the first 15 a tough time, to say the least. But then obviously when it came to...
Because you're trying to feel your way around how to use the sweeper.
Because we hadn't used it,
so it's not alien to you when you go and do it.
So how did you get it right then? What are the things you need to do to get it right?
I think it went so wrong nearly we knew right.
Like what was going wrong?
I suppose just it was a different setup for us, and you have to play a different way then, like when you do have that extra man, because at the other end they have an extra man, like, so it's possession then really is key, like, so it was just probably programming ourselves that, okay, we have to maybe be safer on the ball with an extra man there and work it up further, or whatever it is, that you can't just be trying to get the ball down to the other end when they have an extra man, like, so.
Craig was looking for other lads to mark his man as well in that training session, if I'm not remembering.
You wasn't listening to me.
But yeah, it came right then on the day, which is great. And maybe like the other 50, we were expecting that, when we were training, they knew we were going to be set up like that, so it's a little bit counterproductive. But
did you feel then in the game, I know you're 6 points down at the break, but they had the breeze, did you feel like this is beginning to work, this is beginning to go our way?
Well, like we kind of had hurled the way we wanted to in the first half, like, we weren't it didn't feel like 6 points. I don't know how to describe it. Like, it was we were still happy where we were. Like, the goal obviously just before half time was, wasn't obviously what we wanted, like, but it didn't phase us at all, really. It didn't take the life out of us that maybe you might thought it would have had, like. So we were happy what we were doing, and we just wanted to continue down, I suppose, in the second half.
Yeah, again, you're just so focused, I suppose, on just trying to stop your man and trying to do your job. That obviously you get a feeling in a game if it's going right or going wrong, but I think we were exactly where we had wanted to be, and that reflected, I suppose, at half time in the messaging and the conversations we were having.
Is that just recovery then for 10 minutes? Is it just getting a bit of fuel into you? Is there much said?
There actually wasn't really. I know the backs just went in together and just kind of.
You get into huddles and groups and pods or whatever.
Yeah, so we're kind of sitting beside each other in the dressing room anyway. So just the backs were kind of around each other and just spoke for maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and then the way we want to set up for the second half, and there was no.
Yeah, you're just getting your breath, just taking on whatever electrolytes. Luke said a bit of gels, whatever. Some lads are different than others, depending on how hard you were trying in the first half. I know everybody was absolutely broke up, and particularly Cork. Like, they're such a physical, or such a like, they're so fit and powerful and fast. Like, they're running everywhere and that. So you're going to have tired legs, and I suppose then it's just get your breath and then set out on your plan and out you go and deliver.
When did you know it was beginning to click then?
During the match?
Yes.
I think you got the first score in the second half. And I remember we got the first score for me was kind of a big thing, just to, set the tone maybe for the second half. I just remember that score. That was in front of the Cusick stand, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, you got no effort there.
Yeah.
I think definitely until the 70th minute, like, Reece saved the penalty. Even I think only then was I, like, because we were together. You were off then, as well. And
yourself, Brian McGrath, and
it was only then I remember, like, turning to you and I was like, we're going to win it, like, and you were like, stop, you're still. And now I only said that when there was, like, the extra time was added up. I was like, surely to God we're safe here now, and you're trying to do the maths in our head. Well, if they drop this one in and you don't, but then I think only then really. But if you look back at it, obviously the lads the forwards were flying, to be fair, and the backs were holding them out. But when you're playing the game, I don't think.
No, it was harder to watch than be involved in it. Like, when I came off that time and you're kind of watching, you're like, you're all over the place for 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes.
You're up the walls a bit.
Yeah, you're stressed.
Are you you're shouting at people on the sideline?
Yeah, you're a fan.
Yeah, that's
like,
it, yeah.
Turn into a fan nearly.
Yeah.
And maybe the final as well. You're just so close. You're just trying to edge them on over the line. And then, like I said, then it was only for a few minutes left, and we knew then that we had it.
So it's not a case that you would have noticed Cork players maybe feeling the pressure and not clicking and maybe their heads dropping a bit, no?
No, I just think we were in our flow, really, and we were just hurling off the cuff. Like, everything was just, lads were just hurling with instinct, like, and it was just in your flow. It was just, everything just seemed to be, like, lads were just hurling with no fear, like, or no worries. It was just playing.
And that took a good couple of beatings as well. Like, we've been on the wrong side of some hard dishing outs, and I think eventually just coming through that all, then it did then click for that 30 minutes was all again. And
because that was the best 30 minutes of your year. You peaked at exactly the right time.
Yeah.
Again, like, you don't set up. It's great. I find it hard when they talk about, like, where you're peaking at the right time, Peter. Like, you're trying to be the best in all the games you go out and play in, and it just, like I said, it just clicked, like Craig said, and lads really got into that flow zone, and they were just hurling off the cuff and off instinct.
Yeah.
The euphoria then afterwards, what's that like? You're going into the dressing room, you're having your private moments, and
sure, you're just running around
like a lunatic.
You don't know who to run to, really. You're kind of just
met your folks.
Yeah. That was big as well.
That was special, like, after the game, and us all inside in the dressing room, and just the group as well before the chaos then, because we haven't even really been together as much since, but having those special moments on the field, I think the stewards had to come and try clear us off. We were just sitting around because Noel again and Ronan saying to enjoy this, like, stay here, soak it all in, and that was quite special. And then going into the dressing room, then sure, we just were like wild animals, I suppose, running around, hugging each other.
Yeah.
It's just...
And then you're going home. The homecoming and everything.
Yeah. Or back to the hotel that night then, and sure, you have the banquet, and then following day you're home to Thurles, and yeah.
That was special, yeah, going.
This is obviously your home, your club.
Mm.
Yeah, it was class. But even just looking at, like, when the lads come into the Thurles, the clubhouse, like looking at the younger lads in our club, like lifting up Darren McCarthy on their shoulders and having him going mad in the centre. It's just like, I would just sit back and this is like a real togetherness here. You feel like it doesn't matter what club you're from, you know, everyone in Tipperary wants to see Tip teams doing good. It doesn't matter what club you are. And that's it then, like a week later, you're cutting lumps off each other.
The following week.
Yeah.
So your cousin's Buggy O'Mara, and he had the race with Charlie and Maudsley that went viral. You were there for this, we believe.
I was, yeah.
Did you organise this?
I didn't know, no. But yeah, like, look, I think things like that are light-hearted, and it's good crack. Like, they're nice memories to look back on, to laugh on. Like, all right, but we didn't think it was going to go as viral as it did. Like, yeah, but yeah.
Very good. This is Saturday Panel. We're talking to two Tipperary hurlers that have won All Irelands in the last couple of months in July. So it's Conor Stakelum and Craig Morgan. And this week's Saturday Panel on Off the Ball brought to you by L'Oreal Men Expert. Try new derma control for oily and blemish-prone skin. Leeds 1, Tottenham 2, by the way, in the Premier League at the moment. So we're talking about the Tipperary's year. Look, a serious point of conversation, folks. In August of 2022, your teammate, your friend, Dylan Quirke, died. He collapsed while playing for Clonoulty Rossmore against your club, Craig Kilruan McDonough's. So he had sudden adult death syndrome. It's obviously still very, very painful for everybody. Maybe talk to us about what Dylan meant to you, lads.
Yeah, it's funny. We were just driving in there, and that song, the fade out lines, this song that come on, that just reminds me of the holiday that we had in Croatia. It was that June. So after we finished the year with Tipp, around 7 or 8 of us went out to Croatia, out to Var, and Dylan was there. But it was just the crack we had on that, and the memories of that then as well are kind of the stuff that when I think of Dylan, I just remember all that crack that we had, and the messing and the fun, and the stuff he'd be up to, and he'd be messing like and slagging and stuff. But no, they're all happy memories, like, and good memories that you can laugh at and talk to the boys about. Like, he still comes up in, I don't know, nearly every conversation we have, like, or he'd come up some way of some story he was in, or, oh, do you remember when we were doing this or something, and something funny he might have said or something funny he did, like, and we kind of still bring that same that kind of mess into the team, like, and stuff, and what we're doing, and that kind of good crack and good banter, I suppose, it's important. Like,
he's like this. He'd light up the room, obviously, everywhere I went, and I think everybody talks about how funny he was and the energy he has. But like, he was a really good person as well behind it for us, particularly with our careers as well. Like, when we were coming into the team and making our debuts, like, Dylan was there before us. He had already done it, and just he'd always have something small to say. He's always like having the crack, obviously, but he'd just strike the right note with just giving you a little bit of confidence, going out playing your first game. 'Cause I know it was your debut in Waterford, and he'd something to say to you there, and then it was the same for me when we played Limerick the year before that, just over a coffee, just to give you that little bit of confidence that he had your back, and that he didn't want anybody else going to war with him other than you. So it's nice to have that with him as well, on top of the crack and the stories. Like,
he was very good at dealing with people, wasn't he? Like, and reading the person. Like, he just, like, I'd say I can remember that day in Waterford. Like, I was a bit nervous for it, and he just started like messing with me and kind of and it actually made me kind of forget where I was nearly. I think, like, he was kind of just getting me relaxed and getting me laughing, like, and getting me. Some lads would probably be like, I'd be, keep it serious, like, but he had a good way of seeing maybe like that day, like, just reading a person, I suppose, in a great way with people.
Were you offered help or support? I mean, how did you just rally around each other, because it was such a shocking and devastating thing to happen?
Yeah, like it was just that you're numb after it. Like, and I remember, I think I rang Conor afterwards because we had played them in Thurles, and we had stopped on the way home just to kill Ron team, and then that's where I got the news that Dylan was after passing. So I can't remember if I rang or text Conor, but I went back into his house in Thurles, and a good few of us gathered there, and we weren't even really talking. We were just there together, like, you know, it was just...
It's just the silence, like, of us all in the room. Like, we didn't... Nobody knew what to say or what to do. And, like, those few days after, like, it was... Like, that was tough going. And even, like, yeah, you didn't know what to do. And suppose when you went back in with Tipp then, like, after the couple of months had kind of passed, like, and it was like, you know, maybe we tapped into it a little too much. I think the first year that we were just felt that we were obliged to go and win this now for him. And we maybe, you know, it was Liam and everybody's first time as well involved in something as big as this. And, you know, that was tough, trying to figure out how best to handle it and how best to move on. But I think the best help we got was talking to each other. And we still talk, like, about it today, like, you know, and in other ways, obviously, it's a lot more positive than that. But even just having known that you could just chat to any of the boys over a coffee, and you didn't have to be pouring your heart out. It was just something small or that. But, like, that first year, maybe it was tough, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Does hurling help obviously as a physical activity, and you're able to, there's an athletic activity to that to get something out of yourself?
No, I think so, yeah. And a kind of a collective thing then as well, I suppose. I'm going back to a good bit, like, but that we were all, I suppose, hurting over what happened with Dylan, but then we were all back together again then, and we were all, you know, trying to get to the same goal, like, and stuff. But as Conor said there, like, you're able to, like, you're not pouring your heart out to anybody, but you're just, one or two small things could be like, you know, even, you know, asking how somebody is, like, or, you know, it's small things, but they all gather up, like, and they're, you know, it's important, I suppose, that you're able to do that as well, like. But
sport's a great outlet, like, as well, like, not even if it's, you know, unfortunately, you know, tragic things happen a lot of the times. But if you are part of a team, if you're part of sport, whatever code it is, like, I think it's a great way to, like you said, maybe, like, release or, you know, just get moving again, get going. You always feel a little bit better after it. Doesn't just have to be hurling, like you said, but I think, yeah, that was definitely
like, it was funny, the day before, the three of us had actually met for a coffee the day before. So that was the
Friday,
Thursday
night, or
Thursday midday in Suspiog there in Thurles. We I can't remember, I was doing something in the stadium, and Dylan, I don't know, we were actually playing him the following night, so we just said I'd meet him for a coffee, and Conor came then as well. But it was, I remember, I think you were late, he was late coming anyway, but I was in there with Dylan for, I'd say, just 10 minutes, I'd say, on my own, just the two of us, like, and then he came in then after, and then I left, and I think the two of you then were left then afterwards. It was just the way it worked out, or the way it happened, like, was just...
He was talking about the roast, and he was going to give him. Before, so, yeah, but that was mad. He actually left before it was two of us left. Remember, he left.
Yeah, he did actually, sorry, yeah.
And obviously, in your thoughts on the day then as well in Croke Park this year.
Yeah.
Especially leading into that game, I think the couple of us went out to the house.
On the Friday before, wasn't it, before training?
Yeah, just for a cup of tea and a chat with the lads, and just to call into the grave. And I think it was just to keep him, to know, like, Dan and Hazel, they know how much he's still
parents,
in our, he's still in our thoughts. But I think just to make sure that they knew that he was still playing a big part. And he was, like, because we discussed it, and even after the game and everything. And obviously Ronan's speech was just, you know, unreal. But he was everywhere in our thoughts. And, like, the work that his parents are doing and the foundation are doing, John, like, it's just astronomical, really, to see the effort that they're doing and to stay going with the energy they have. It's just unbelievable, really.
I was just going through it here. It's the Dylan Quirke Foundation, a registered charity working to raise awareness of sudden adult death syndrome and fund widespread cardiac screening for young people aged 13 to 17 involved in sport. 17,000 screenings have been conducted since the foundation was established. Like on average, 100 young lives are lost to this condition each year. People's lives have been saved. And Dylan's not here, but you've got some legacy.
Yeah. It's unreal, like, you know.
Back to his parents and the foundation again, like, that they chose to turn this into a positive in whatever way they could. And, you know, at the night for the nationwide, we met some of the people that had the impact on.
Yeah.
Even like Craig was there on the day when Dylan passed, right beside him, and just to see how he's turned it into a positive, and obviously is just a text away, special relationship with Dan, Dylan's dad, and that, and to see how they've progressed and seeing that flourish, and to again just put his hand up whenever he needs help. With Dan needs help with the foundation, if it's anything, just to see that kind of togetherness again. It's just great to see the positive effect that it's now had, and it was definitely hard on them around the All Ireland and that as well.
Yeah, it was, and that's why we went out that Friday. Just to, you know, we knew it was obviously a very tough time for him, because Dan had said, like, obviously that how, you know, Dylan was like meant to be there, like, you know, he was on our teams all the way up, like, it was, we had spoke about getting to that stage with him, like, you know, so
Craig probably wouldn't have been playing. You know?
Yeah, that quarterback move. Yeah.
I'd say he loved the humour that you're showing today. Look, you've spoken so well about it. Thank you for remembering your friend the way you have in the last few moments. So what now? So you're back hurling now. You're probably on the road to leaving 2025 behind and looking to next year with Tipperary.
Yeah, it doesn't be long coming around, really, again. Like, you know, all teams now will be having their eyes firmly set on winning Liam McCarthy again next year. And, like, we've had a great couple of months with it, and it's been great to enjoy that. But it's down to business again, like any of the other teams will be, you know.
No, it's a quick turn. Like, you have to enjoy it when you do have it there as well, like, but
there's a hunger, because in my head, as a hurling fan, Tipperary have won every single decade since the foundation of the GA. They've won All Ireland, and then they go away and they come back again. So they haven't won it back-to-back since 1965. They have won a Munster since 2016. So I'm sure there's a huge hunger there among the panel. Look, we want to create some kind of a lasting impression as a great Tipperary team here.
Yeah, like, of course, and I think that's the pressure, I suppose, of being a Tipperary hurler then as well, and the expectations that come with it, like, but no, look, we'll take it all in our stride anyway, and we'll put the heads down and go again and see where it takes us. But
do you love the game? Is it something that, you know, I was speaking to Tony Kelly last year, and he might say he might take a month or two off, and then he got back into, and then he got back into it refreshed. I mean, do you do lots of, you know, obviously you have your training with your club or with your county, but is there that's still that small boy who pucks the slitter off the wall at home?
Yeah,
about you.
So even after being knocked out with the club there, you know, this week I've been kind of like, I don't really know what to do with myself.
Yeah.
You know, and like it's important, obviously, that you do, you know, take a break and relax and reset, like, but it's just something that you're so used to doing, like, and you're just so used to going train, you're so used to going playing matches that when you're not doing it, you're nearly like, you don't know what to do with yourself. Like.
Yeah, it's nice to tap into other things, I suppose, when the off season is there, and different ways to maybe keep fit. Like, we love sports, like, we love sport, all types of sport, like, and you obviously still love the hurling, but it is when the hurley's in your hand every day of the week. Did
you just play other sports when you're in your teens, like soccer or Gaelic football or rugby or anything?
Athletics, I used to do athletics when I was younger. Now soccer, don't know now if the athletics would have been your forte.
Craig was a little bit light. He was getting pushed around a little bit when he was younger, so I think rugby definitely not.
No, I didn't do rugby, no.
Tennis or something like that.
Yeah.
I played a bit of golf. I liked golf and
you're watching Shane Larry last week.
Class, like,
yeah.
It's just great, and yeah, he has such a big GA connection as well, like, and like he promotes it really well on the worldwide stage as well. But there's always some connection back, and the Offaly connection is there. And seeing him jumping up and down on the course like Seamus Darby, like, that was class, you know.
Yeah.
We're blessed, like, to have so many good Irish sports people to look up to.
What's this done for the people of Tipperary then, this win? The people you've met, the people the strangers looking to have a chat, the messages you've received?
It's just, I think elderly people, I think more so than just people I've met, how much it meant to them even, like just, it's huge, like, and even just when you have the Lee McCartan, just even to touch it, like, and to see it and to have it maybe in a place, like, you know, to say, oh, like, Lee McCarthy was here, like, and stuff, you know, it's huge, like, and even when I had the cup at for Killaron, when I brought it back there, and you're bringing it around to a few people who weren't able to go that night, and out to Connie Grace is one fella I brought it out to, and just, you know, it means so much to them just to even see it, like, and to have it, so...
Just even touching it, like, and you see the reaction after, and there's nearly tears coming down their eyes. And again, like, the older people, and it might be a little bit morbid. So if someone said, I don't think I was going to be alive for the next time the Tipp win, you're kind of looking at them going, hang on a second here, we're not that, like, you know.
We're not that bad.
Yeah. So I think, like, yeah, and the young people then, they're gone mad. Like, there's a couple more people outside hitting the ball against the wall. I think you'd notice that. Like, and it's just to have that little bit of, to be able to be part of that is incredible.
Even in school, hurleys are in school now every day. No matter what the weather there on Friday, there were still young lads with hurleys in, like, just obsessed with it now. And look, it's great. It's great to see.
Going to be competitive next year. Tipperary, Limerick and Clare would have won, not in that order, but the last 3 All-Irelands. Kilkenny are always there. Quirke will be going for it again under new management. This will be hard-earned if you win it again next year.
It's never easy, is it, John?
No.
Like, John, this is what makes the hurling competition so brilliant, as anybody can win it. And I'm sure nobody gave us much of a chance, like we said, and look what happened. So anybody, that's what makes it the sport, the best sport in the world. Anybody can win it.
We have a trip to Cape Town for you lads, so are you already doing your research, have you?
Yeah, we have.
Team holiday on the way?
Team holiday on the way. Connor's stopping into Penny's on the way home to get a few nice t-shirts and stuff. So.
Yeah. Craig will need help going out there. He gets a good old slagging for his attire around the dressing room. It's absolutely disgraceful.
I know where that
so it is.
I think John McGrath is the worst.
No, the holiday will be a good crack.
Yeah.
I'm sure a few of the lads and heading up the committee for having the crack, like Willie Connors, and a few of them will have a few tricks up their sleeves on it.
Very good. Well,
it'd be great.
Well deserved. Conor Stakelum, Craig Morgan, thank you so much for your time and your honesty and the wonderful things that you said as well about Dylan. And it was a really enjoyable conversation. And well done on the All Ireland.
Thanks, John.
Thanks luck next year. And that was our Saturday panel this week. Tottenham have won in the Premier League against Leeds United at Elland Road by 2-1. That was the early game. We have the small matter of GA Congress, which has been going on, a special Congress to ratify those football rules. They have been ratified. We have our GA correspondent, Tommy Rooney, to come with us with reaction to that after this break.
The Saturday panel on Off the Ball.
Brought to you by L'Oreal Men Expert. Try new Derma Control for oily and blemish-prone skin.
The pot of money may be €9.4 billion. But who will the winners and losers be? Next Tuesday, Ministers Pascal Donoghue and Jack Chambers will deliver Budget 2026. And News Talk will bring you unrivaled coverage of it all. Housing, infrastructure, childcare, taxation, social welfare. We'll have real-time reaction and expert analysis on air and online, breaking down what it means for you, your family and your business. Budget 2026, next Tuesday.
With PwC, so you can plan with confidence.
News Talk, conversation that counts.
With colder days and longer nights, energy bills can feel unpredictable. But with Uno Energy, you're never in the dark. See what you've spent each day and even get a forecast of your next bill, so you're always one